The following program is a production of HEW Entertainment, heard on the official website of HEW Entertainment.
Hey, very unattractive man in the street. What day is it? Don't you know? It's Christmas, Jonathan Clarke. The ghost of Wacko Bob. He's given me another chance. After all those times I've made fun of him living with his mom, I'll change my ways and throw a Christmas special for everyone. We'll call it a Jonathan Clarke Christmas. It's a Jonathan Clarke Christmas, presented by the Wacko Radio Network, live on blogtalkradio.com, featuring Jonathan Clarke, who will never get a date with Emily Osmond.
We've talked about this party since we were like 12. Hi, how are you? Where are you?
Who at Christmas time thinks he's Batman.
Tell me where the trigger is. Then you have my permission to die.
That's what a Batman suit for $59.99 will do to you, and he always makes time to spread the true meaning of Christmas and joy with the young ones of the world who don't really understand what Christmas is really all about.
Right, tell everybody that they will never be as good cooking as me.
Nobody will be as good as
Here you go.
Joining him on commentary on the headset will be Wacko Bob, who always on Christmas turns into the Hulk and freaks out on his mom.
Take it! Take it all!
Joining us will be Sonny Cruz, who helps produce the show, who also thinks he's Spider-Man on times. I really don't know about that.
Not again! Ah! What's happening to me?
Now for the professional introductions and the hardest part of the intro, featuring on commentary the internet's most attractive man, Jonathan Clarke.
I guess that's it. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'm depressed because I didn't get to ride the roller coaster with that girl. Man, that roller coaster would have been popping. Fuck.
Hosted by one of the only radio show hosts left from the 2007 wrestling era, Wacko Bob.
It's the head honcho, people of the network. It's WB himself. Bobo, what's happening?
And by one of the future stars of radio, Sonny Cruz.
What people don't really much know about me is that back then, went from probably the ages from 4 to 10, I was considered a G.I. Joe nerd / freak. So for my 5th birthday, I asked my grandparents and my parents as well if they could give me a bunch of G.I. Joe action figures. They gave me a bunch of G.I. Joe action figures. They say, here you go, Sonny, happy 5th birthday. Now whenever you work later on, you can pay us back.
Woo! We'll do everything for you. But when you turn the legal age to work, you're out on your ass.
They bought me at least like, I don't know, $400 worth of G.I. Joes, so.
It's a Jonathan Clarke Christmas, live on blogtalkradio.com. The spirits of Christmas, they didn't take my looks away. On with the show.
You know, when I wrote that intro, I was like, what in the fuck can I do to stand out? What can I do to get people into the Christmas spirit? And I thought about, a lot of different things, and I came up with probably the best intro ever for a Christmas show in the history of Christmas shows. 115 years ago yesterday on Christmas Eve, the first live radio broadcast happened, and over a century later, we are live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on Google Plus for the first time ever with a primetime Christmas special on your network, Bob. We are making history tonight. 646-478-5337 is the number to call in and share your Christmas memories. I'd love to know what you're doing for Christmas.
Oh, man. Talk about your Christmas. Talk about your Christmas. That's what we want to hear about here. A primetime Christmas show with Jonathan Clarke doesn't happen that often, but it's happening now.
The most attractive man is back. The most attractive man is back for the first time since, I think it was June. The last time I was on here was for Jonathan Clarke Remix 2. And before that, of course, the 28th birthday, the 3-hour-and-a-half long, 28th birthday celebration of Jonathan Clarke, which I thank everybody for. That was a huge show. If we flash back to the summer of 2014, what an incredible summer it was, and we got a lot of attention from those shows we did, those couple of specials, which I signed on for. And the good news is, in 2015, I've signed on with you guys as well to do some more specials, which are currently being written and negotiated for. So you're going to hear me at some point throughout the year. You may not hear from me all the time. It's kind of like I'm Brock Lesnar now, or The Undertaker of wrestling radio and entertainment radio. But the thing is, I'm going to keep coming back periodically to stay updated with all you guys. And it was just so much fun, the feedback that we got last year, Bob. The most attractive man, creating ratings for you guys.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a hit that time. I remember the birthday bash. I remember the remix, and let's not forget also when you did the first ever show of What's on Your Mind with Abigail Logan.
I remember her. I don't ever know what happened to her though. She just kind of vanished for some reason. She just was here one minute and gone the next, and that's like a lot of people who do these radio shows, these blogs, radio shows, call them what you want. They're kind of here one minute and gone the next. And I know that you and I discussed through social media and also discussed on the phone here just briefly, because we had to push the show half an hour ahead because the original time, of course, was 9 Eastern. And we talked about all the changes on Blog Talk. Now, I don't know if we can put the blame on the changes out of the Blog Talk service and other services on the Internet, or we can put the blame on just the people themselves who just kind of just vanish. At least Jonathan Clarke vanishes and he comes back. I think that's one thing that a lot of people should do. If you're going to do a show, at least stay committed to it and do it. There's nobody that tells you that, you can't do it. You have to stay committed to something that you love doing, and I think that you and I, being two of the only ones left from the 2007 era, we've demonstrated a lot of commitment, and I think that's something that we need to be commended for, because there are a lot of people out there that just kind of come and go.
Oh yeah, definitely. I hear you where that goes. It's a lot of people. Yeah, you're right about that. A lot of people do come and go. I mean, some people just try it on other networks, and others just figure their calling is just simply not into radio. And
I remember back when I think it was the summer of 2011. Disney believed that my calling was to be a part of their Disney radio and to be interviewing, the celebrities and stuff. And I was like, okay, I've interviewed 500-600 wrestlers. Do I really want to get into that kind of thing? And then they started negotiating with me about, certain restrictions that had to apply, like you had to have somebody listen to you while you were conducting the interview. And I said to myself, I had to really put things into perspective. And I think that, you just have to you have to go about it the way that you want to go about it. And the biggest thing is just staying committed to what you do. And if you stay committed to what you do, you can't go wrong.
True, very true.
But Bob, it's a Christmas special, and I have to ask you, Merry Christmas to you and your family, by the way. How did you celebrate Christmas this year? Are you having a good Christmas thus far? We've got, over here in Canada, we've got like 2 hours left before we close it out.
Well, that's when, and over there, they're going to be closing it out with you, I guess, because you're on the air. But for me, I did, my Christmas was more, hung out with my brother and his fiance and her family, doing a little Christmas gathering there, and would just do what I could there. But I enjoy mostly doing my Christmases here on Blog Talk Radio when I do my Christmas shows into the night of Christmas Eve and replaying them during the day, Christmas Day. Unfortunately, the replays couldn't be done today. I have to find a way to see about getting those typed down to an something better than an RSS feed, because they were too big to upload to my switchboard which is a first. But
and the cool thing is, too, Bob, we're doing it different this year because one thing that I alluded to with you, for those people that listen to us periodically and have listened to my interviews that I've done with people and interviews that people have conducted with me on me giving you updates on what I've been doing for the last 16 years, because this coming August, I'll have done it for 16 years. One thing that I've alluded to is this is the first time ever that we can account for throughout our history that we're actually doing a show in prime time that's been officially promoted for prime time. And if you subscribe to us on Facebook, I just threw out the poster. What an amazing campaign we have for the very first Jonathan Clarke Christmas special on Christmas, December 25th, 2014. The poster is amazing. That intro, you couldn't have picked it off in a better way. The pre-produced stuff for this and the promotion has been amazing. It looks amazing, that poster.
Oh yeah, it does. Just definitely shows the history of Jonathan Clarke, and who's going to be listening to this and saying, "Wow, this is a first." Looking at this, wow.
Oh, definitely. One thing that Christmas has been a time of year when people, tend to get carried away, I guess is the word I'm searching for. One thing I want to throw out there to people listening, and you can call in on this, I had a conversation with a individual probably about 3 weeks ago, probably back on the 1st or 2nd of the month, between the 1st and 3rd of December. They have a 15-year-old son, and in conversation she says to me, I bought my 15-year-old son a $1,000 smart television. I'm not sure what the width of it was. And my response to it was, okay, yeah, if I have a 15-year-old son or daughter and they ask me for a $1,000 television, that's a smart television, I'll even, take a sledgehammer and put it through the wall. I'll make a hole in the wall for it. I'll let you have it when you get out on your ass and actually, get a job and pay for it. The point being, are we overspending on our children? Are we overspending on our families? Or most of all, are we overspending on our children for Christmas? I think that we are. That's my opinion of it all, and that's half the reason why everybody is so spoiled and so dramatic about a lot of things. Do you think that we are, Bob? And I want to get everybody's opinion on that. I think that we have a tendency to really overspend on things that are completely and utterly unnecessary.
I agree with you. Where that one goes, and so, I just think, for the most part, it's just, I've seen people spend so much stuff and get things that people would not buy for them, spend and buy for themselves.